Portugal. Traditional clothing was worn until well into late 20th century. The materials were very colorful due to pattern woven into the cloth and embroidery. Red and black are the two most popular colors. Traditional women's costume typically consist of long bouffant skirt, saya, with vibrant check or strip pattern, most often in red and white, with a blouse and sometimes a waistcoat bodice. Highly embroidered aprons are worn over the skirt. The outfit is completed with a headscarf to cover the hair. Traditionally, women wear several ornate gold necklaces and finish their outfit with a matching headscarf, worn in a variety of ways, tied under the chin or behind the neck. Turkey. The traditional clothing for women of Turkey include the salwar, which is usually worn with upper garments of varying styles and lengths. The traditional salwar suits are a part of Turkey's culture back to the Ottoman. The salwars are of varying degrees of bagginess and are gathered at the ankle. Bright colors and flowered print are favored by rural women. Iran. As long as I know the traditional clothing of women in that era was like traditional dresses that women wear right now, which mostly include a chador, like a cloak, a gown beneath the chador and a scarf for hair covering. Though in more rural areas, women used to wear a piece of white fabric to hide their face. Moreover, instead of chador, they used to wear something like a skirt, chakchor, that covered the whole body from the top of the head to bottom of feet. Russia. In southern Russia, traditional women's clothing consisted of a long plain shirt and a long skirt made of three pieces of cloth stitched together. This was the most common clothing for married women. The hem would often feature embroidery and other decorations. The cloth of a skirt contained wool in comparison to the shirt, which was made of just cotton. A wool string called a gashnik held the skirt in place, and an apron was often worn over the skirt. In the south, the shirt was also often richly embroidered with designs. Egypt. The most widespread outerwear in Egypt is a garment called kaftan and worn over the galibaya. It is a long coat-like piece with long white sleeves. Kaftan is open in front and belted with a sash called hizan. Kaftan is often made from stripped cloth, half silk. Mexico. The traditional Mexican dress is also called typical dress from the different states or regions of Mexico. There are beautiful typical Mexican dress designs in every corner of Mexico, and they are used in religious, patriotic or cultural celebrations. Michoacan traditional Mexican dress. Women use sophisticated clothing, skirt with a pattern, a long blouse with embroidery at the bottom and around the neck, a belt strap on the back and usually a rebozo. Blouses with more embroidery are used in special celebrations. Aprons are also typically used, and they also have nice cross-stitch embroidery decoration. Chipa's traditional Mexican dress. It consists of a white skirt with a full decoration of strips with colorful and stunning flowers, usually embroidered in silk or similar thread articula. Spain. Most traditional Spanish clothing is reserved for special events and celebrations. The most common pieces still used today, including the mantilla, the paineta, and the gillette. The mantilla is the traditional Spanish veil piece that is often worn during religious celebrations such as Spanish weddings. Greece. Traditional women's clothing in Greece also varies from region to region, but these outfits also contain similar elements. Most traditional costumes for women have a simple cotton dress as a base, with a sleeveless wool vest over it. To this, women may add aprons, sashes, and perhaps most importantly large headscarves. One example of a traditional outfit for women is the karaguna. This traditional wedding dress from central Greece is very colorful and can be quite heavy. India. In India, women's clothing varies widely and is closely associated with the local culture, religion, and climate. Traditional Indian clothing for women in the north and east are sari, worn with choli tops, a long skirt called a lehenga worn with choli, and a dupatta scarf to create an ensemble called a ghagra choli or shalwar kameez suits. While many South Indian women traditionally wear sari and children wear pattu langa. Italy. You couldn't miss a performance by Italian folk musicians or dancers if you tried. Their colorful costumes will definitely catch your eye. The women wear colorful embroidered skirts and bodices over lightweight camises or blouses, with elaborate hats decorated with flowers or fruits. The cloth worn by wealthy Italian women looked like a fashion garb, but they used richer fabrics like silk and velvet. The rich also had access to colorful dyes, so the color palette varied more widely. Upper class Italian women also tended to wear more jewelry than peasants,